Hello, class. Today we'll be talking a little bit about the All the Way to Havana book. This is the one I picked. I have roots connected to the Latin American countries. I was born in Venezuela, therefore, I decided to pick this book, which I believe connects to me in a lot of ways. This book is the author, is Margarita Engel, and it's illustrated by Mike Corrado. So basically, what the story is about is it's a family who are very poor, a family who live in Cuba, and they have a car, but the car has all kinds of issues, and they have to find ways to actually fix the car because the car is not very effective at driving. And what I mean is the car always have problems, mechanical problems, and they have to find ways because they don't have parts to fix the car. In the story, what they intend to do is to get in the car, get the family together, and go visit a new family member, which is a baby, who was born and lives in the city, in the bigger city. These people live in poor rural areas, and so they have to travel to the bigger city. But how did they accomplish this? Well, the way they accomplish it is by fixing the car. So what I find interesting about the story is that it projects how humble the family is and how they value things. In this case, a car. So they try to fix it, as I mentioned, and go to visit the newborn. Along the story, they go through the city, and we can learn about the Cuban culture. We can see how they talk about the old cars, the cars that were made in the 50s, and how when they go to the city, they see a lot of these cars in the cities. And that tells us a little bit about the Cuban culture. They show a lot of illustration about how the Cuban people live, which is different from here in the United States. They have a lot of time in their hands to actually be with family and do other things. They also show the buildings. That's part of the setting of the story. The buildings, how old they are, and how they haven't been able to fix them or paint them, and they live there. Above all the circumstances, they actually have to try to survive this situation in Cuba. They show how the whole family gets together. They get in the car and they go through the city. And as part of the children's literature, they try to teach through the sounds how children can learn or identify, in this case, chicken, hen, through the sounds of the car. They mention sounds like the clunk clunk, or let's see a little bit. And these are the sounds of the car themselves. I see here crack, 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 and cluck, cluck, cluck. And that's the sounds that the old car makes. And the illustration shows the hand as part of a teaching lesson for children. In the end, the plot tries to show that when they get to the family, when they get to the baby and they take all the presents, that there's a lot of union in the family, and they all get together and share or spend time with family, and that they appreciate all the effort of the parents by fixing the car. In the end, I can see too that the father of the child, who is believed to be the protagonist, tells him that one day he will get the car, and he feels really proud of having the opportunity of fixing it in the future and having it, because it represents the family itself. Really good book that will show children a lot of Cuban or Latin culture, a lot of humble feelings about family, And also for smaller children, they will learn a lot to identify animals through the sounds. And therefore, I believe this is a good book, especially for children who want to learn, or I mean families who want to teach their children about Latin roots. Well, this was my read for the week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And please leave any comments about my story. And if you have read it, that would be awesome. Thank you.